So welcome back. I'm glad to see that you were interested in my life and that you want to know more about my college experience. So this is part 2 of my college experience. So where we left off in the last video was I just deferred from Monmouth University because I had mono. So now I was in this position of, okay, do I go back to Monmouth in the spring, or do I transfer to another school, or do I go to a community college? So I had a lot of question marks around this period of my life. I was really confused. I didn't know where my life was going to be in the spring. I thought I had it all mapped out, that I was going to be at Monmouth for 4 years, and everything just went really south really quick. During my selection process, I didn't pick Monmouth because I loved the school. I picked Monmouth because that was the only school that my parents could financially allow me to go to at that period of time. It kind of was like I didn't have a choice. It was either like I go to Monmouth or I go to community college, and at that point in my life, going to community college seemed like a death sentence. So while I was at Monmouth, like I said in the previous video, I lived with 7 other girls. I was in a suite style room, which basically means you share a common area, and then there's 4 dorm rooms like in that suite, and there's 8 of you living in there basically. I had a really hard time with that because even though I had 7 roommates, like Monmouth was very much a suitcase school because everyone lived in New Jersey, everyone lived really close and would go home a lot, and I'm sure it changed. Like, I'm sure it changed. The first year is always the hardest at school, but everyone, I guess, was just feeling really homesick while I was there in the fall semester and just went home a lot. So there was literally one weekend where all of my roommates, like all 7 of my roommates, were not there. Like, this was just shocking to me because I never thought that I would go to a 4-year university and feel alone. And like I said, I was only there for like a month and a half. Like, I was not there for a long time at all. Like, I'm so sure this is not how that school was. It was just my experience like while I was there. So while I was there and my 7 roommates were gone, I literally was just like looking through Snapchat, looking at my friends at all these big public schools. And I was like, this is where I want to be. Like, this is what I meant when I said like I want to go to a 4-year university, not like a bigger high school. It's like, that's why I didn't want to go to community college, because I really just wanted like football and game day and a million people and like overwhelming amount of people. Like, I just wanted like big school. I always said that while I was in high school, I wanted a private school, a small school, because like I said, I was in a relationship. I didn't really think I was going to go out a lot. I felt like I was going to go home a lot, but that changed. And I was like, honestly, if I'm going to a 4-year school, like, I really need to go to a 4-year school. Like, this is the experience I want. I want that Big Ten experience. So I swore to God I would never go to Rutgers in my life. Like, I would honestly say 80% of the people who end up at Rutgers have sworn once in their life that they are never going to Rutgers. So I literally would like, always in high school, I'll never go to Rutgers. Never, ever. Not happening. Yeah, the time came and I looked up Rutgers and I was like, I need to go here. I was like, this is what I need to do. Like, absolutely. I was thinking that while all 7 of my roommates were gone that one time, and I was just sitting in my bed crying because I felt so alone. My boyfriend and I had broken up. All my roommates were gone. I didn't know anyone. Like, I wasn't just gonna walk around campus and be like, hey guys, you wanna hang out? Like, I just felt really lonely and I was just having a really hard time, and I felt like Rutgers was gonna be like the end all be all. Like, once I got there, like, that was it. Like, everything was gonna be amazing. I did not end up applying in that moment. I just like closed my laptop and I was like, okay, like, if things don't get better, like, this is where I'm gonna go, because I knew that the first year is the hardest, and the first semester especially, because that adjustment takes a pretty long time. But of course my plans had changed because I got mono and I ended up deferring, so I was back at home. So while I was in bed, I was thinking, Rutgers. I was like, I should apply to Rutgers. My dad and I were trying to figure out, like, am I gonna go back to Monmouth? Am I gonna transfer to another school? Am I gonna go to community college? So I applied to Rutgers just to like put my hat in the ring, just to see like if I could get in. They denied me, but it wasn't like a no, you're not getting in. It was more of, you don't have enough college experience, and let's be honest, your high school shit is crap. So you need more college experience underneath your belt, because that 18 credits from community college was not enough for us to see like if you have what it takes to be a student here. And I said, okay. So at that point, when I heard that, I was very determined to get into Rutgers. I was like, okay, like, this is good. Like, I could work towards it. Like, this is a good goal. Like, I needed a goal. I needed some sort of interesting something in my life at this time, because I was just so bored living at home while all my friends were away, like, living their best lives. So I was like, okay, like, this is my goal. Like, this is what we're gonna do. So I said to my dad, I'm like, I'm just gonna re-enroll in community college for the spring semester. I was already accepted and I already took classes there. Like, I knew the campus, like, it would be fine. So I was like, okay, like, my goal is to get into Rutgers. My goal is to get into Rutgers. So spring semester, I went back to community college and I ended up taking 15 more credits. Actually, I think it was like 16 or whatever, but not the point. So I ended up doing really good while I was in community college. I pretty much ended with like a 4.0, and I applied to Rutgers and I got in, and like, Oh my God, I'm so crying again. Like this was such an emotional, questionable time in my life. Like I didn't know what was going on. Like there's so many changes and I was just so confused. I remember I was in my English class and I was sitting with my two friends at the time and I was like, I'm just gonna check to see like if I got in. I was checking it every day, like 900 times a day. Like I'm pretty sure I checked it that morning and like nothing changed. So I wasn't expecting to like see the page turn. I logged onto my account and I literally like, okay, I'm literally gonna cry. I literally saw that I got in. I saw that I got in and I literally like left the classroom because I was crying so happy and I was so excited that, oh my God, this is like the worst. So excited that I worked so hard and like it paid off and I felt validated again that like I do belong at a four-year school. Like I am smart enough, I am good enough, like I could do it. So me getting in, it was like the biggest deal. Like I was just like so excited, especially because I was denied the previous semester. Like I really felt like all my hard work at community college really paid off and I was so excited for the next year. Like I literally left my classroom, I started crying, I'm like calling everyone I know. I'm like, I got in, like I'm so excited. I started adding myself to this Facebook group so I could find roommates, and literally like 3 days after my acceptance, like I found roommates. I was like, no, like I'm so excited, like this is happening right now. I found my roommates, whatever. I finished community college, whatever. That was spring semester. Fast forward to fall semester. When I got to Rutgers, I literally was like, everything's gonna change. No one's ever gonna go home. It's not a suitcase school. I'm gonna live it up. I'm gonna have the best time. Like I just thought being at Rutgers would literally like change my life. So during that summer before I started at Rutgers, that is when my Instagram started to pick up, and this really played a role in my experience at Rutgers. Like I will get into more of that later, but being famous on the internet and having people know who you are before they actually know you leaves a lot of room for misconceptions. It's mail time apparently. Leaves a lot of room for misconceptions and misjudgments, and rightfully so. I get it, I understand, like I'm self-aware, we're all good. So when I got to school, I wasn't expecting my presence online to affect my personal life to the extent that it did. I got in, my roommates were fucking awesome. I love them, I'm still great friends with them. Like if I didn't have those people in my life at that moment, like I would have transferred again. I literally felt like I was playing catch up. I literally got back to Rutgers, and after my freshman year being basically crap because I spent the first semester decaying in my bed and the second semester at community college, I was like, let's get this. So Rutgers doesn't have sorority recruitment during the fall. They do, but it is not a big deal. Like their main recruitment is during the springtime. But I literally was like, too bad, I'm rushing in the fall. I went through a rush in the fall, and like I said, it's not big, so I didn't end up getting the sorority that I was rushing at that time, and I was being stubborn. I didn't want to take another sorority because I was like, I'll just do it in the spring, like whatever. That didn't end up working out. I was disheartened, but not enough, and I don't think that I was really aware of why I wasn't accepted until spring semester rolled around. So fall semester was fine. I was chilling. I was hanging out with my buddies. I was growing my Instagram. Like life seemed pretty good. I met a new boyfriend and we were like chilling, having a good time, and I was like pretty happy there overall. Spring semester rolled around and I literally like was dying to be in a sorority. Like I was one of those girls that literally in high school was like, I'll never be in a sorority, never be in a sorority. I got to college, I was like, I want to be in a sorority, like oh my God. Spring rush rolled around. I probably was like the first person to sign up. I was dreading it though. Like I knew that my Instagram was not going to help me. I knew it was going to hurt me. I was like, this is not good. This is bad news bears. Like these girls are not going to like this. Like they're going to think I'm a slut. I was really nervous. I remember sitting in my apartment with like all my friends at that time, and like another girl at the time was rushing who lived in my apartment, and she was like, I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. I want this one, this one, this one, this one. And my friends were like, yeah, like which ones do you want, Allison? And I'm like, I'm not gonna get in. And they're like, why are you rushing then? Like, why do you think that? Like, what? And like my Instagram, and they're like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. And I'm like, maybe not. I go through recruitment, and after the first round, I'll go more into this during my sorority video, but after the first round, I ended up dropping because I didn't get called back to the places that I wanted. So basically like recruitment just didn't go my way, and that really rubbed me the wrong way because like I said, I literally thought Rutgers was like the end all be all. Like the second that I got there, like my life was going to change dramatically forever, and this was going to be like the best time of my life. So it wasn't happening the way that I thought it was going to happen. And it was just making me like really upset because I was like, why did I transfer? Why did I do this? Like, why did I even waste my time going to community college? Like, I could have went back to Monmouth. Like, everything's a mess. Like, I was just I was having a rough time. Like, it was not easy. I was like, everyone at the school hates me. Like, they hate me because of my Instagram. Like, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Like, I gotta transfer. I literally was applying to schools to transfer again. Like, if I wasn't stuck in a lease with my roommate at the time because I was living with her the following year, or I planned to because I signed a lease, like, if I wasn't stuck in that lease, like, I would have transferred. Absolutely. She would not let me sublet the room because it was a studio style, so she would have been sharing the room with a stranger, which I understand, and I was so mad at her at the time for it. I was also transferring for the wrong reasons. Like, you can't transfer and just expect everything to get better. Like, you need to put in effort to make friends, you need to put in effort to be involved, you need to put an effort into your schoolwork. Like, I literally just thought like I could run away and people would just like magically accept me and I would just have a million friends and everything would be fine, and that just like wasn't the case. My sophomore year was a little bit rough, so I really wanted to transfer my sophomore year. I really didn't enjoy myself. Like, I thought everything was going to change after my freshman year, and sophomore year was pretty much a downer. So I entered my junior year of college and my mindset over the summer really changed. I was like, I really need to focus on putting myself out there. Like, the people who accept me, like, I need to gravitate towards those people. I need to not just shut everyone out because I'm upset. So my friend from high school was in a sorority on campus, and they were one of the ones who called me back, but I wasn't really receptive to it at the time because I was being closed-minded and I felt judged, so I just like shut down. So I ended up going to a couple of the Meet the Sisters, and I really just felt like you could tell that they wanted to get to know me and like the real me. Like, it wasn't surface level. I felt like they were excited that I was there. They really wanted me on board. I felt like they really just wanted to like finally welcome me home. I got a bid, and oh my, I get so emotional. I can't. I literally bawled crying after I got the phone call that they extended me a bid. Like, I literally hung up the phone and I was like this. My junior year, I was waiting for this moment since my freshman year to get into a sorority and like finally start getting that full college experience that I always like pictured it how it would be. I'm not saying that you need to be in Greek life to have the full college experience, but that was just the way that I wanted my college experience to go. So I got the bid, I got bid day, and literally like that was like one of the best days I had at school. Like, I had so much fun. That whole rest of the fall semester, like, I was really busy with my sorority and I started hanging out with my friends a little bit more from the previous year, and I was just like feeling way better about Rutgers and way better about school. Like, I was just like feeling good. Like, there was a lot of good things going on. I had new friends, my old friends, boyfriend, and like I was doing good in school. Like, I was feeling good. I was like, this is dope. Like, things are starting to turn around. Like, I'm excited. So spring semester was really cool too. I ended up like taking littles and all that, and like I put up a post on Instagram, and I'll like link that post down below, but I screenshotted my post from the previous year, like me reflecting on my sophomore year, and then I put up a post of me reflecting on my junior year, and the difference between the two were just like night and day. Like, I was so unhappy sophomore year and I was so happy junior year. Like, it was crazy. So now going into senior year, like, I just feel like I need to take all of my experiences and share them with other people so they don't make the same mistakes that I was making. I feel like my biggest problem was I was letting other people's lives dictate mine. Just because everyone else was going to a four-year school, I was like, I need to go to a four-year school. Like, obviously I'm really, really happy that I'm at a four-year school at this point, but I would have been at a four-year school at this point anyway if I went to community college the first 2 years, and those first 2 years didn't even really end up working out for me. I don't know. I think I'm gonna like end it here on this good note where I'm going into senior year and I'm super excited.